Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Chancellor, and to your associates for being with us here today. As a mother of 3 out of 4 children who use the state university, happen to be Bloomsburg, I have a strong appreciation for what you do. Clearly, we are dealing with a financial challenge, without a doubt. And clearly, one of the things that we've seen increase probably as an outgrowth of that fiscal challenge is the affordability of education for more students. And we've seen a growth in our community colleges probably in the past 3 or 4 years as a result of that to some degree. Now, last year when we talked at budget hearings, there was some frustration and consternation expressed with regard to the state mandate to articulate these students and transfer them out of community colleges with some ease and fluid transition into our state system. How are we making out with that, with the increased numbers using community colleges, really for a variety of ways, but still with an interest in making a transfer to the state university of their choice? Is it really that complicated, or is it just not as simple as we'd like to think it may be?
Well, certainly our community college transfers are among the fastest growing segment of our population, along with transfers from other sectors of higher education into our system. We've made a great deal of progress in the program-to-program articulations. We're very happy as a system with the 60 credit issue. Our faculty in our system and the faculty of the community colleges have been working through these program-to-program issues, and as I mentioned, quite a number of them have been completed. We're looking for additional ways to provide students who have life experience, work experience, maybe have taken certificate programs in other ways, either through the military or otherwise. There are national associations that can provide portfolio assessment that are done by national panels of faculty. That gets translated into credit. We'll accept that transfer credit as well. So we're doing everything we can to work with and articulate with our community college partners. We are especially interested in working with them on very specific program-to-program transfers so that a student knows from day one, if they go to a community college, they take this specific program of study, achieve a certain level of excellence. They can transfer into our system because our faculty have worked out these arrangements, can not miss a beat and come in. So we're very optimistic about where we're headed with our transfer agreements.
I take that to mean it's working.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'd also like to say, and I applaud the governor on the creation of his higher education task force to look at higher education and how we can all work together better and more efficiently, both privately, publicly, with the community colleges. I think it's a long time coming that we all sit down in the same room and we talk about how we can collaborate to use the taxpayers' money in the best method we can so we can meet the educational requirements of our students for the future. So I applaud the governor on that, and the chancellor and I both serve on that task force, and we look forward to our input into those meetings.
That's a perfect segue to the second part of my question, was with regard to that new organization of professionals here. We have a highly integrated education system in Pennsylvania, so therefore I think it's extremely timely that we are taking this intense look. And I just glanced at the names and the backgrounds of the people involved in this new organization of folks. What do you see, and we talked a little bit about it earlier with Secretary Tomales, what do you see as the specific goal, and how do you plan to help implement it rather than just let it be another study? Because I think it's far too important for it to be just that with fancy names on a list. Thank you.
Well, let me say a couple of words and then turn it over to Mr. Bikini. First of all, since the panel hasn't yet met, we have not received an official charge or what have you. So I think it's a little premature to speak specifically about what their goal is, since we haven't seen the charge yet. nor have we had our organizational meeting. But having said that, I'm hopeful that what we'll be able to do is to talk both about a master plan, if you will, for post-secondary education in the Commonwealth, and to make sure that whatever the needs are broadly defined of post-secondary education, that out of this comes an understanding that somebody in some sector has it covered, that we don't end up with Swiss cheese, with holes in the system, and too many institutions doing the same thing, and then nobody's doing some important aspects of it.
Yeah, I think that what you said is basically my feeling also from a standpoint of that if somebody does something well, why would we create competition with the people who do it well? Why would we have duplicity of courses right next door to each other? Why can't we work together to meet the educational requirements of our students in the Commonwealth?
That's probably going to be the easier part of it. And of course, it's our hope, we discussed earlier, that when we're looking at education, although this is a focus on higher ed, that we don't miss the foundation at the very, very early age so that the transition starts in the beginning and is a success at the end. So I really appreciate that effort, your part and the governor's.